About space management, specifically some space assessments here at IBM TRIRIGA. Today I'm going in as our space manager, space planner, and then we're also going to see an end user and how they interact with space assessments. So right now I'm in the little portal for a space manager. We've decided that we want to assess some of our floor plans and make sure people are sitting where they're supposed to be sitting, maybe check that copiers and other assets are where they're supposed to be, and just get a little bit of hands-on with our floor plans. So here's our main landing page. You see, as a manager, we see what's in progress right now. Maybe we have some pending reviews and then what's been completed. So I want to go ahead and start a new assessment and show you what that entails from the manager side. So going in here, we obviously have to choose a building and a floor. I'm going to go into Charlotte Watson Center. I want to choose the first floor here. It's going to automatically populate whatever our options are for that specific building. So this description, there's a lot going on, so I'm not going to do all the desks in this section. Let's do some of the middle desks. I'll show you on the floor plan what that's going to look like. Due date, we're going to choose maybe a quick turnaround. Let's do today, and then who we're going to assign it to. So we have a lot of options of who we're able to assign it to. I'm going to assign it to Paul Planner today because he's going to do some space planning for us. And we have the option immediately to, whenever we set this assignment and send it out to Paul to finish up, we have the option to auto approve. What this means is that if Paul goes into some of these areas and realizes, hey, this person isn't sitting where it says they're sitting, or this asset isn't where it's supposed to be, we can go and say, okay, Paul, we understand your discretion of what should be where. We want to auto approve whatever you change. If you want to be a manager who wants to double check just to make sure everything's right, maybe there's been a big move and you're trying to understand why, we can turn this off so that it will come back to the managerial section and make sure that you can look through it before it's approved. But let's go ahead and go down into our floor plan. We have the option to look at a floor plan versus a list view. I always feel that floor plan is a little bit easier to look at, so we're going to stick to this today. I'm going to go ahead and deselect all, so we're not looking at the entire floor. It's going to be a lot to do. We're going to focus mainly on this area right here. So what we can do, we have quite a few options here when we type to search. We can do something as broad as, we want to look at all the staircases. So if we do stair, it's going to highlight those, and if we select them, they'll pop right up. Same with if we're looking at maybe an office, it'll do that as well. But for this case, we're actually just going to be looking at toggling them ourselves. So I'm going to toggle a few of these desks right here to take a look at. Not too many for the sake of this demo, but we're grabbing a few over here. From here, let's go ahead and create this. I'm going to have auto approve turned off just to show you what it looks like when the manager has to come back and approve that. So when we create it, that's as quick and simple as it is from this side of things. I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I can refresh this page. And it should pop right up for us. Yep, the middle desk over here. So it looks like in the managerial side, we actually already have one pending for review. So let's go take a look at that one. So this is the southeast desk in the same floor plan. If we look at that, it looks like, looking through, looks like we only have one discrepancy, which is that copier asset. Looks like we added that. So there's a copier that appeared that wasn't currently there before. So we can either exclude that or we can say, yeah, it looks right, let's apply that. It says it'll no longer be able to make changes. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And that's going to go into our completed down here. So this is about it for the managerial section, pretty quick and simple. And now we're going to go over to someone as an end user and look at this middle desk and see what it's like to walk through that as the end user. Here we go. So looking pretty similar, but a little bit different, not as much going on the side menu. As in the other menu, we have the option to do a list view versus kind of a blockier view, which I like. We can go in and say, okay, we're starting a new assessment, but let's go and refresh our page. And we should have a new one in here for us to take care of. And there we go, middle desk. So let's go enter that right now. And once again, we have the option to go into a floor plan view, a list view, or assessment details. List can be a little tricky if you're not familiar with the area, because list does go, here's the name, 01AU10. I would not know where that is, but it does have a really good checkmark system. So we're going to come into this in just a minute after we do some things in the floor plan and see what this looks like. But going back to the floor plan, we can easily choose one of these highlighted areas for us. and say, let's take a look at this. No one's assigned here. There's no assets. Looks pretty straightforward and pretty simple, right? So I want to verify that. But this one's going to be a little bit different. We can go into these and say, maybe there should be people assigned. So we can go in and add some people. Abby Abstractor is sitting here. And you'll notice that this turns red. That's because we don't have that auto approval on. So anytime a new person has been added, we're going to have that be approved by our management. So we can go ahead and keep moving on, say, yeah, these all look right. Maybe this one down here, we actually want to add a copier. So we're saying, oh, there's actually, see how this desk is a little standalone? That's actually a copier desk. So we're going to make sure that that is set in so our manager knows that this is changing a little bit and we can approve that. So from here, there's not too many people in right now, maybe because we're still in the middle of COVID and people haven't come back to their desks. So we want to verify that all of these are empty, which is what I'm doing right now, so that we can say, hey, these are empty for people to come back in. Let's let people choose where they want to sit inside of these, or maybe we want to turn these into hoteling workstations where people can just walk in and sit down as they please in a kind of an open, non-assignment area. So now we'll see that even though we have some red marks where we added a person or we added a copier, we have 100% progress. So we can go ahead and complete this and it'll push it right back out into what our manager sees of something to review. But if we go to the list now, we see that we have all of these down here, all checked marked in green, which looks nice. This is a little bit more of a fluent view just to go down, down, down versus clicking around the floor plan. And it's going to be similar for the assessment details, except these warning ones are going to be at the top. So a little bit easier to click into and see that we added a person. That was the action. Here's some information regarding that person if we have to contact them to see why they were moved. So again, very straightforward system. No more is the clipboard and pen walking around saying, is this person here? No, so this person is. Let me go add that to my Excel sheet. There's no more of that. Reimagine this, maybe with a tablet, so there's no back and forth to a computer whatsoever. Just going around, verifying that all these things have changes. It's really nice to do again, especially when we're coming back to work and things, maybe people haven't been in the office for a while, so we just want to verify that things are where they're supposed to be. From this side, I would complete this assignment. No longer be able to make changes. Yes, that is totally fine. And now it is popped off of our screen because it's not something that we have to work on anymore. We can go ahead and work on some of our other objectives if we need to. But again, this is the quick overview of space assessment. Very quick, very easy, and again, coming into the new age of computers and tablets and less of clipboards and pen and paper.